King is back. Kanye West drops Bully a couple weeks ago. It's been quite a last couple weeks for the Brotherhood Ballad. Joined by Alex once again. You were in SoFi for night two of the Kanye sold out SoFi show. Tell the audience how it was.
Wow. I mean, I remember being a very young individual and hearing Kanye West for the first time from my dad, I believe it was, who showed me Graduation. And at the time, I didn't really understand what was going on because I was so young and I couldn't really appreciate anything because I wasn't old enough to really understand really anything about life. But all I can remember is hearing Graduation. And from that point on, my fandom of Kanye stayed or continued to grow. And so my for however long it's been, I've been on a mission to see Kanye West live in concert. And last November, when my friend Sherrod and I, shout out Sherrod, we went and saw Travis Scott in Japan, and Kanye West came out as a guest. And so that really, I thought that was it. Like, I thought that was the penultimate, I thought I'd achieved it all by seeing that. And then, all the bullshit, cancel Kanye and all that stuff. Oh, he's crazy, blah, 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 whatever, all that stuff continued to go on. He hadn't been able to perform in the US in over 5 years. We don't count Rolling Loud, where he just stood on stage to preview Donda with Tyler, the Creator. That doesn't count as a concert. And so I'm at work sitting there, and my ex starts blowing up, and I'm like, oh shit, it's like 9 a.m. Like, what could possibly happening? I see my phone, it's all the Yay fan accounts and Yay live from SoFi. I thought I was getting trolled. And then I saw like the Ticketmaster notification and all that. I'm like, there's no way I'm not going to be there. I waited in the Ticketmaster queue for 4.5 hours before it opened on the chance to get tickets. And I'm sure you saw, and I think I told you that there were some people in line that were like 800,000th in line for the show on Friday because originally it was only one night. It was only one night at SoFi. It was April 3rd. And at its peak, there was over 1 million people in the Ticketmaster queue. And when I loaded in, I was like 300th in line. So I was guaranteed non-resale tickets. So I paid face value for my tickets. Um, and it was like thinking about all the events I've seen live, whether it be sports, some other form of entertainment that's not live music. It's the best event I've ever seen in person, ever. The second, the second one, it's like I had a 1A and 1B. The 1A, 1B would be this and seeing Tiger Woods win a major live in person. Those are like the 1A and 1B. Um, and just the stage, the guests, Lauryn Hill, CeeLo Green, Travis Scott, Bob Marley's like nephews or grandsons, whoever those are, they came out. Um, And I mean, it was 47 of the best songs by Kanye ever. There's not a single artist ever, except maybe Michael Jackson, that could have the pull that he does and go on a verses with him. I mean, there's not one bad song that he played. It's all of his generational hits, every single one of them, all bangers.
Did he run? How many of the Bully songs did he run?
I believe in night two, he ran King twice. He ran Father. He ran All the Love. He did it one on his own and then once with the Andre Troutman outro on the talk box. Um, and then, I mean, there was a couple more. I can't remember which ones he did. I know he didn't do Preacher Man. Oh, he did the song with Peso Pluma, the one where they're rapping in Spanish. He did that one. Um, and then I think he did I think he did like 5 or 6 Bully songs
Yeah, I think, you know, Kanye's been the face of attention for, I mean, it's
his whole
basically like
career.
20 years.
Yeah.
And he's had like a 20 plus year run, early on being on the more producer side of things and then getting his shot. And, he is in the long line of hip hop legends where back in the day, you had NWA, all that stuff, Jay-Z, Kanye, and then he lays the foundation for, Travis Scott. Father was is my favorite song on the album, but also, I mean, we can kind of get into it now a little bit more with Bully. I mean,
Yeah, also
I don't think
before we
there's
get
any
into it,
skips.
I want to say one thing. We don't get very political on the Brotherhood ballad because that's not what we're about, and I'm going to try to stay away from that, but I do have a couple things to say. Firstly, fuck the United Kingdom for not allowing Kanye to come in their country. He's committed no crimes. Words don't get people banned. You in the UK lets people that were on the Epstein client list roam free in their country, but they're going to let not let Kanye come in their country because of words. But people who commit crimes against children are allowed in their country. That's all we're gonna move on because we don't get political here. So let's move forward.
I feel like there's no skips on this song. I think it gets better and better with each listen. I haven't really sat down and listened to it with headphones, so maybe that's something different. I think I might have done that actually at the gym, but not just like a solo kind of chill listen. It's a really good album to listen to in the car. I can just
Yeah.
throw it on shuffle or just do the natural order. I feel like for you, what do you think is the best stretch of this album? Because I think there is a sequence that I feel like probably works the best, but we'll go to you first.
Yeah, so for me, like the best stretch are like the first 8 songs of the album. You go King, This a Must, Father, All the Love, Punch Drunk, Whatever Works, Mama's Favorite, and then Sisters and Brothers. Sisters and Brothers is extremely underrated in my opinion. It's almost my favorite song on the album. Um, and then I'm not really like the biggest fan of the song Bully. Like CeeLo Green, like no disrespect to CeeLo Green, but he's like kind of low-key a one-hit wonder. Nothing against CeeLo Green. I'm sure he's a great dude, but it's just not my type of thing. And then White Lines and Circles, not the biggest fan of. Like if I'm gonna start the album, I'm gonna finish it. I won't skip it. I also won't skip Last Breath, even though I don't know what they're saying. Like I don't know Spanish, so I don't know what's going on.
I really like that one for the beat. I think
Yeah,
the
it is a good
production
beat.
on this album is insane. And
I mean,
it's kind of like a culmination. Obviously, it's not I don't really think it's in Kanye's like top three.
no.
Definitely not. I mean, those are kind of untouchable at this point. But I do think it's a good culmination of going back to the roots. Like you hear a lot of the production and it just sounds like there's some 808 in there, there's some
Yeah.
Yeezus in there. Not quite, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, but the production and I feel like he's just kind of letting go and not he said on Twitter like there's no AI on this album, and you can tell because it just feels like natural, and it feels
Raw
like Kanye's
vocals.
finally back into his own groove.
Yeah, there's a lot of raw vocals on the album. When it first came out, like they did the live showing on YouTube that night, that Friday or that Thursday going into the early hours of Monday or Friday, sorry. And then it dropped on like the middle of the day on Saturday on Spotify, and then shortly after Apple Music. And there's a lot of raw vocals on it that I like. It definitely still needs to be mastered. Like you can listen to the album and there are parts where it's just like, what the fuck am I listening to? Like there are definitely parts, especially on Circles, like Don Toliver's vocals sound all sorts of fucked up on that song. And there's just a few examples, but yeah, I mean, like after the first listen, I was like, damn, this is giving me huge 808 vibes right now. And definitely Yeezus too. I like that he kind of went back to where things started. The production is unmatched. Every Kanye album, even Vultures and Donda 2, Vultures 2 have had unreal production. Just the biggest problem with those 3 albums after Donda was the fact that they're all unfinished albums. That's why a lot of people don't like them. The songs don't sound as good as they should because it's all unfinished.
Yeah, I think it's been, it's been quite the decade for Kanye and his fans. How do you kind of feel as his fan? Like, were there points where I mean, not really gave up, but did you think he would reach, back into the culture? And I mean, didn't he sell? This is the most like amount of, Spotify plays and basically like album sales in like the first opening week of all time or something.
So where I stand, I've never been on the cancel Kanye. He's never been canceled, in my opinion. Listen, it's crazy. Like again, I don't mean to get too political, but it's a fair point. There's a certain group of individuals that are like Not like everybody, you need to focus on your mental health. That's important, checking in on loved ones and all that. But there are a large group of individuals that they'll bypass certain things and allow certain things to slide because individuals may be going through like bouts of bipolar, ADHD, multi-personality disorder, and allow certain things to slide because that person is dealing with those things and they're not in their right frame of mind. But when Kanye does it, people call him crazy because he was going through bipolar. He said he was a NA blank blank. I won't say it. I don't want us to get demonetized. Um, I mean, yeah, obviously we don't support, like, I don't support that. But if somebody's not in their right mind, rather than trying to bring them down, you need to help them get back to where they were. So, yeah, like you said, some fucked up shit. We all know that. But it's the fact that instead of trying to bring him up like the certain large group of audience people will, they try to push him down, give him all these meds that fucked him up even more. Like they gave him the Michael Jackson treatment.
Yeah.
When
I
in
really
reality,
thought, I
like,
mean, I thought we would never see him again, like in this kind of light, even roughly a year ago when all this
yeah.
kind of went down. But it just feels good. I mean, I know think what you will about him. You just don't want to see it's not like in sports where you only have a limited capacity of athletic ability.
Yeah.
Music, I mean, yeah, the rock stars back in the day, and they're not quite at the same level. But music, it's you can still rock out even late into your 40s, 50s, 60s.
Unless you're Eminem. But yeah, I agree.
I don't want to hear anything about those Michigan fucks.
Um, Yeah, no, I agree. A lot of people had the same sentiment as you, not thinking we'd see this again. I didn't either. Personally, I didn't think it. But he revolutionized defeating the cancel culture mindset of so many people that are so hypocritical and two-faced when it comes to certain people dealing with certain mental health issues, bringing certain people up and speaking out and making sure they get the help that they need because that is an issue, but bringing others down because of certain things like uh, apparently, I don't know how true it is because I saw it on X, but there's somebody close in Kanye's team that was actually that told Travis, or I think it was Ye that told Travis that he needed to break up with Kylie because the Kardashian family's like demonic and they'll ruin your career. I mean, look what happened to Kanye. Like Kim is trying to change the name of their kid, like so that the last name's not West.
Wow.
Like if that's true, I mean, he might not be wrong. I
I
mean,
mean, the Kardashian curse is real because we've
it
seen
is.
James Harden, Devin Booker, we've seen,
Chris Humphries,
Humphreys, we've
Lamar Odom,
Rashad McCants, Lamar Odom,
Tristan Thompson,
Tristan Thompson.
Blake Griffin. Oh, that was Lana Rhodes. My bad.
I know Blake Griffin did date one. I think he dated Kendall.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
So, I mean, it's just like it's just kind of like a black hole, I feel like. You just get sucked into it and they're so powerful and famous and rich that you kind of just lose sight of everything.
yeah,
And I mean, it is kind of like, that forbidden fruit. Like, Kanye said that, Kim was his muse and all that, and he was able to, get with her and marry her and all that stuff. But I mean, it's came at a
the
price, that's
trap.
for sure. Yeah. The
Also, I don't watch F1. I don't watch F1, but I know about Lewis Hamilton. That brother needs to run or literally drive as far away from that as he can, because I mean, I know he's like goated in F1. I'm not gonna sit here and act like I know about F1, but I do know about the Kardashian trap, and that brother needs to get away quick.
Has anybody like gone into it and been well? I mean, our guy Bruce Jenner, like, see what they did to him.
Well, you know what's crazy is I've actually thought about this. Shout out Bruce Jenner and kind of shout out Graceland. But he went to Graceland, which is our alma mater, and we're not talking about Elvis's house. Uh, to think about it now, like honestly, I think that Caitlyn, Bruce, whatever you want to call him or her, is the most normal one in that family.
I agree.
Which is wild to say because like they went through the transition phase, and Caitlyn Jenner actually spoke out and talked about how, she saw Kanye's night two on YouTube and was like in awe, loved the stage, wished that she was there, all sorts of things. And she's like the most sane individual, but she's like at like biologically. It's a man living as a woman. And that's the most sane individual in that family.
Yeah. There's sorry, there was like a little insect on the recording
Hey,
studio.
yeah, we can't get the studio dirty.
No, sir. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot going on right now. Arizona losing kind of
Sorry.
spoiled the last weekend.
Yeah.
It's all good. I mean, we have a potential major scandal in the NFL with Mike Vrabel and an NFL insider. How do you have you heard anything about that? What do
Yeah, dude, I
you
saw that. Like, no wonder AJ Brown was going to the fucking Pats for 2 months. It all makes sense now. Dude, it's like if he's actually cheating, you have to wonder. You come into practice as a starter on the Patriots, even like somebody who gets, rotational minutes, and your coach is trying to coach you into doing certain things, getting better at your position. Well, how are you going to look at your coach the same now? If he's cheating and breaking up his household, how are you going to listen to somebody like that? It's just like there's has to be a mentality at the highest level where, if you do cheat, I mean, we don't support that, but if you do cheat, that shit can't come out because your players have like how would a Patriots player now respect Mike Vrabel?
How would Drake May respect him? Like Drake May, I think he just had a kid or, his wife's
Yeah.
or something like that. So, I mean, and they're trying to start a family. Like, how are you going to look up to your coach as who should be like your role model? And
Yeah.
I mean, it
It's
didn't
not
it
a
didn't look terrible, but it did not look good.
I mean, they were like on top of each other in a swimming pool. Obviously, we don't know the whole we weren't there. We didn't see it
Shout
all.
out to Sedona. What happens in
Yeah.
Sedona stays in Sedona.
Yeah, whatever happens at Sycamore stays at Sycamore, right? Um, but yeah,
Wait,
it's
8 months.
yeah. Oh my but yeah, no, it's a fair point because like even if your coach isn't your direct model, but somebody who's important in your life, that trust has been broken because the woman has been married since '99, and what Vrabel's been married for a couple of years now. It's
Well,
just
no,
like
Vrabel's been
other
married
way
since
around.
99
Yes,
and she got married in 2020. And
yes.
I literally, before we got on, I was looking on Twitter and each clip gets worse and worse. She's like, oh yeah, went to a party in Vegas and like I didn't tell my husband.
What
And then she
she's
was
married?
saying how she's like, yeah, she went on a radio show and she's like, instead of insider, I want to be called MILF. Look it up on Twitter, bro. There's some crazy clips swirling around.
Yeah, well, she's married to an executive at Shake Shack. I'm serious. Her husband is an executive at Shake Shack.
That's crazy. Shout out to
I
Shake
know.
Shack.
Shout out Shake Shack. Their burgers are pretty solid. I'm pretty sure they've like transferred into like cooking their fries in no seed oil now.
Hey, next
Uh,
time we're together, if you come down this summer, we got to run a little triple dipper pod, bro. I need
what do
chill.
you mean? If?
When, motherfucker?
God.
We need to run a triple dipper, run a pod live in Chili's.
Oh my God, yeah. What three things did you get from the triple dipper?
Oh my God, bro. Triple dipper at Chili's. Never had it before. Like, ran it, what, a couple weeks ago? I get the Nashville hot mozzarella sticks,
Were those
honey
good?
chipotle chicken, and the egg rolls.
Worth it?
Yes.
I've heard the sliders are good too. I've never had the triple
Oh, the
dipper.
sliders is what I got actually. The Big
Oh,
Mountain.
okay.
Yeah. Oh my God, dude. My mouth is watering thinking about it.
You
But
might need to go again. Dude, Bill Simmons subreddit just popped up on my phone and it said, "Is Diana Rossini a swinger?"
bro, she said her husband was average. And she was like, "Yeah, if I was married to someone like more attractive, I would like post about him more."
Wh-
Bro, the clips you gotta look at it. It's really bad.
I'll go on X after the pod. Holy hell.
What do you think Rory's legacy would change if he goes back to back? I know, or you can just shit on Rory, but like
Dude, I fucking hate
he's going
Rory.
crazy right now. I don't his
Yeah.
the confidence is unreal.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not. Rory is a fucking spineless bitch. Like people are, they're talking about, oh, Rory's 2025 Masters is one of the best PGA Tour wins ever. And I'm thinking there, I'm like, these motherfuckers are really good at rage baiting or they're stupid as fuck. Because Listen, I'm all for people making. I mean, golf is my first love, and it'll always be that way. But I mean, if I sat down and th like truly thought about it, I could probably think of 10 better wins than Rory's win at the Masters. It just is like everything. Like he's just such a self-centered individual. Um, and early on, he in his career, he talked about how, he like obviously grew up watching Tiger and wanting to be like Tiger, as everybody in that age group did. Like truly Tiger's prime. I mean, I was barely alive. Like I didn't know what was going on. But he said all those good things about Tiger, and then when he started winning, he was like, like talking poorly among Tiger's name, and I'm just like, this dude's a fucking chud. Like, and he fucking made a joke about his own country because I don't know how much you know, but like each year, like the person, since Rory won the Masters last year, he gets the Champions Dinner this year, where it's a meal made by him, and any former champion that wants to come can come in and eat. That anyone that's won the Masters before is invited to come and eat and try, like enjoy his dishes. And obviously he didn't make it. Like the chefs at Augusta cooked it or whatever. But at one of the pre-round interviews this year, somebody asked Rory like, why his dish wasn't, inspired toward like more inspired based off where he's from, because he's from Northern Ireland, and it was kind of more like it was like a mix of cultures, like American and some other shit. And he was like, "Why would I do that? I'm from Ireland." So what? You're just gonna because like what? You don't like Irish food? Like it's just a joke. Like if you win the Masters and you don't have food from your home country, like what? Like sure, not many people probably like, shepherd's pie, but it's like that's your home country's food. Like your country is founded on like potatoes. It's such a large part of your culture, and you just like diss your own country. He's just a fuck.
Yeah,
I
so
don't,
I mean, we can get into it now and sprinkle a little SoFi at the end. So I mean, right
yeah,
now we got Rory tied right now
yeah.
for first
First,
place with Sam Burns,
yeah,
brother Sam Burns, and then we got, a slew of players tied for second. Jason Day, you got Reed, Justin Rose, who I kind of like as a favorite. We got to give it to the old man. 45. He's what, three-time runner-up.
yep,
Is that Shane Lowry up there? Jordan Spieth. Beefy Bryson, man. Really, really tough start to the day. Really tough start,
yeah.
BD.
Yeah, and I'm not because I'm loyal to the soil, it's all about the American golfers, so I'm not like the biggest fan of international golfers. I'm sure most of them are great people, but I'll always be a fan of Justin Rose. I actually have a photo with him at the 2000 like 7 or 2008 Bob Hope Classic, which is in it's in California. It's in Palm Springs. Um, I was pretty young. I got a photo with him. He's always been such a cordial individual. It would be cool to see him pull it through. Oh, dude, Bryson, I despise Bryson. He's such a clown, dude. He's just like, ever since he went to live and took all that oil Saudi money, I've just absolutely had just despised him. He's he's a clown. Like cool, like people are talking about, oh, he won 2 live golf tournaments before the Masters. Yeah, where you can wear shorts and a t-shirt and you play 3 days of golf in a team format. That's not real golf. And then he comes into Augusta and shits the bed and wonder why he's not playing good. Because you're not playing on real courses and you're not playing real golf.
Yeah, triple bogey on hole 11, I believe, and
Yeah, I
nobody's ever
watched
won
that.
after a triple bogey. So
No, the craziest that's happened is John Rahm won after double bogeying the first hole 3 years ago, and last year Rory had like 4 or 5 doubles in the whole tournament and won, which had never happened. But after day one last year, Roy at any point last year never put himself out of the tournament, and based off today how it's going to finish. Like we could probably, I mean, it's 5 o'clock there. Like we could probably see, even like Scheffler make a late round push. There's some guys that could maybe jump to that 5 under. And Bryson finished today, what, 3 over?
E4.
So he's going to put himself 9 shots back after one day, like just to make the cut tomorrow. Like we'll have to see the final scores, and how everything finishes out today. But he's going to have a hell of a run tomorrow to make the cut. Like I bet the cut line's probably around. after watching this morning, I bet the cut line tomorrow's like even, probably even, maybe one over, depending on how today finishes. Um, I love to see a guy like Sam Burns win. Sam Burns is he did his role in the Ryder Cup last year. Colin Morikawa was a good guy. Max Homa, I'm a fan of. A lot of the USA, like top USA guys, I'm big fans of right now, except Bryson.
I've heard things about Tommy Fleetwood.
Yeah, you know how Reggie Miller did this? Tommy Fleetwood does that every time he's in the lead.
Oh,
To-
Tommy,
Tommy Fleetwood is one of the most unbelievable choke artists I've ever watched in the sport.
are you a Spieth guy?
Yeah, dude, how can you not be? If you love the game of golf, you absolutely love Jordan Spieth. I mean, Spieth, oh, his run, it was short, but man, like it was just unbelievable. Like when him and Justin Thomas get together in a team event, whether it be the President's Cup or the Ryder Cup, man, they're just an undeniable duo. Like I'm a huge fan of Spieth, a huge fan of Thomas. Also, I think it's kind of bullshit that Tiger's in quote going to recover or rehab in Europe or whatever. He doesn't need rehab. He had a fucking spinal fusion and had a couple hydros in his pocket. He rolled his car and killed nobody. The lawn that his car flipped on did a little bit of damage. Like why are we making a spectacle out of this? Obviously, we do not support drunk driving or driving under the influence of anything at the Brotherhood Ballad, but like let's let's not make a big deal out of this. It's not a big deal. I mean, he's the GOAT. Like let's just I mean, cool, you make him sit out of the Masters or whatever, but it's like making him go him taking a taking this time off is it's pressured like the by the media. I think just like what happened to Brett Favre in the early 2000s when he was addicted to Vicodin.
Yeah, I think there's, definitely a lot of parallels between, like Kanye and Tiger. The fame that they both had is unbelievable, and they both struggled, Tiger with off the field things. And I think with him, with the physical aspect of it, just the injuries, they've piled up to the point where, I mean, legs, back, everything. And with
He's a
Kanye,
robot.
yeah,
He's literally a robot.
he's
He's had
bionic.
like he's had like eight spinal fusion surgeries, which are like one of the most like trialing surgeries on a human body is getting surgery on your spine.
Absolute legend, and same with Kanye. I do have a couple more Masters questions, and then we can finish out with any more Bully concert or album
Yeah.
review thoughts. Who is your favorite, other than Justin Rose? Shout out to him. Who would be your favorite international player, and who do you think has the best chance to win if they're to be an international
Yeah.
player?
So I've got a couple. First one is Minwoo Lee. He's a pretty cool guy. I'm pretty sure he's the Kiwi, which is like Australian group or New Zealand, one of the two. Same with Jason Day. Love both those guys. I'm not a fan of Jason Day's outfits. If you know, you know. But he's a good golfer, man. He's a family man. Can't beat it. Him, Minwoo Lee, and Ludvig Oberg. He's Swedish. He went to, I can't remember where he went to college. Victor Hovland as well. He's another good guy. He went to Oklahoma State. Shout out to Cowboys.
Go
Uh,
Poke, baby.
yeah. And then any other international guys? Mm, those are
Oberg
probably the
was
ones I'm.
struggling today. He's
Who?
up three over Ludwig.
Oh, yeah, Ludwig. Yeah, he didn't have a good opening day. Um, yeah, I mean, listen, it's Augusta is it presents a slew of challenges that only the best in the world can defeat. And just for an interesting fact for you, I don't know if you knew this or not, but there's only been three players in the history of the tournament to win back to back, and this is the 90th edition of the Masters.
Tiger
Yep.
Nicholson
Jack Nicklaus, yeah. The
or
last
Nicholas,
one,
I mean.
there's no way you'll get the third one. It's Nick Faldo. He's well known in the golf space. So Rory has a chance to become the fourth back-to-back winner. And after him winning the Masters last year, he was the sixth person to complete the career Grand Slam, which is winning all four majors.
Yeah.
So he's got an opportunity to do some history. If he goes back to back, maybe my feelings on him will change a little bit. But at the end of the day, he's a fucking chud. I hate Rory.
Yeah. I mean, it's Master season. Is that one of your dreams to go there someday?
Yeah. Oh, also, we might not have time for this, but you know, at the par three challenge, which is meant for family and the players, it's meant to be with your wives, husbands, spouses, significant others, kids. We've got all these dumbass influencers ruining the fucking sport. It's so bullshit. Augusta and the Masters is one of the only sports events that remain where no phones are allowed, no anything is allowed except digital cameras, and they have phones connected to the wall at the course if you need to make a phone call. It's supposed to be a respected ground, not filled with all this barstool bullshit. Like, don't get it twisted. I love Pat McAfee, just not in this space. This is not Pat McAfee space. Let him do his shit on game day. It's awesome on game day because college football is that type of people that are just getting fired up, like how we all love it. We love McAfee on game day. I don't have a problem with his show either, whatever he does, but just him and golf at the Masters of all things. It's bullshit. I don't want to see that. It's supposed to be a time of peace and a gentleman's sport and respecting the game. And the fuck does Kevin Hart know about golf? He's a good actor, sure. Like he's been in some decent roles. Cool. Like him and Get Harder or whatever with Will Ferrell, that was like a decent movie. Uh and that Burt Kurter dude or whatever his last name, and he's a fucking clown, dude. I fucking hate that dude so much. He's not even funny. He's just fat and drinks beer and tells stupid ass stories. And I'm not going to sit here and disrespect Jason Kelsey's football career because he's an all-time center and his legacy is that. Although he kind of got hoed out at another Super Bowl because Jalen Hurts wanted to blow his back out with that stupid ass tush push and ruin him, but that's not a conversation for right now. Um, but I'm not gonna disrespect him because he is an all-time center and he does deserve his props in the space of football. But they like the barstool bullshit of Augusta, like the merchandise, the hats, all that shit. It's so stupid. I hate it. They're ruining the merch, the hats, the idea of what the Masters is supposed to be. And another thing that pisses me off is I've been trying since I legally could to get Masters tickets. I've been playing golf my whole life, and that's what I've grown up loving. And these dumb fuck influencers can just skip the line to get passes because they have a large social media following.
Wow. Any Intuit Dome or SoFi Stadium
Yeah, so in
thoughts?
Dome, we were at the Clippers Spurs game, which was cool. I didn't even realize, like, I didn't check the standings before the game, but I didn't realize the Clippers were in the postseason. Well, they're in the play-in. I didn't see that, but it looks like they're gonna have a play-in spot. And the Spurs sat Wemby that night, which was kind of unfortunate. I'm not like the biggest NBA fan. It would have been cool to see Wemby just because of his generational talent and whatnot. But it was that, I mean, the Intuit Dome is it didn't even feel like it felt like it was out of a movie. It was so up to date. Like when we got the tickets, we each had to download the Intuit Dome app, and everything at the Intuit Dome was like AI. It was like facial recognition. So like when we went to go and like scan in, like how you would at like when you do a mobile entry, it wasn't even that. They had like several lines, and you put your face up to the entry and it like lit up green if you had a ticket. You didn't even have to scan anything. Um, and the concessions were the same. The cameras in the arena are tied to your phone. If you have like a credit card or whatever, you just walk in, like you hold your phone to the thing, and it just lets you in. And the camera's in there, and there's like sensors on the food, so like you pick it up and you walk out with it, it just auto charges your card that's on file. I'm serious. Like if you pick something up and then you're like, nah, actually I don't want this anymore, and you put it back, you're not gonna get charged because the cameras can see you leaving with whatever you leave with. And if you know you want to buy alcohol, uh, you put your ID in the app, and it does their government clearance. You can already see that you're 21, so you don't have to show your ID when you're there either if you want to buy alcohol because it's already in the app.
That's so fire.
It was all like virtual. It was all like so modern, up to date. Um, it was a hell of an experience. They call it the Halo. It's like the big screen. It's like the biggest shit I've seen in an NBA arena. Um, and the whole like aspect outside of the game was awesome. Like I had a great time at the Intuit Dome. I'd definitely go back, whether it be for a Clippers game or some sort of concert, whatever it may be. But yeah, I'd give the whole experience probably like an 8 out of 10. The two missing points is probably because of traffic, but the actual experience like inside of the Intuit Dome was awesome.
SoFi Stadium. How was the overall concert experience? Did you see any famous people? I know there was a lot of people there.
Yeah, so I saw Paul Pierce. Because like you know how like you can so where we were, it was like you buy a suite. Like for concerts, it's different. Like they have sectioned off parts where you do need to buy like a suite, like how Paul Pierce was in a suite with, whoever else. But then they have some suites open. So like you can buy an individual ticket in the suite. It's not any more expensive. It's just instead of, buying out a whole suite for a group of people, you're in a suite with, maybe one or two buddies, and then everybody else around you is like random. So I was in a suite, but not like the suite experience, right? Like where you get, all unlimited food and all that sorts of stuff. Um, but it was perfect. It was at the 50, what would be the 50-yard line for an NFL game. I was close to like all the celebrities like Paul Pierce, like Bianca, Coi Leray, all those like famous people that were there. Um, Fairly close, saw them. Obviously, no interaction because they're heavily like had hella security, but that was cool. Um, and SoFi is wow. I mean, I've been to a fair amount of NFL stadiums, and I can say without doubt that's the second best NFL stadium I've ever been to.
Behind Lambeau.
SoFi's SoFi's audio, the volume of the concert, unbelievable. I mean, it was just it blew my socks off. Like you could feel like the bass inside of you, like shaking you, and like it was crazy. And if you should have heard. Because like obviously, the videos I sent you, like when he sang "Heartless," and everybody kept saying like the coolest story ever told. But when Travis came on and did "Fiend" after Father, literally the fucking arena, or the stadium was shaking. It was insane. I mean, it was a 11 out of 10. Um, I definitely want to go back for not only for a concert, but more importantly, an NFL game. It doesn't even matter like who's playing. Like I don't care if the Packers are playing. Like I would totally go to a Rams or a Chargers game to get that game day experience. SoFi is just so large. It's just like because I'm not really a fan of like the indoor stadiums whatsoever. I think it takes away from the game of football. But you have to remember a lot of these modern stadiums and shit are built for multi-purpose events, and I get it. But being a Packers fan and having Lambeau and having that, like frigid, like just cold as shit, just like true grit and grind football, and then going into like I just don't know why you needed an indoor stadium in LA. Like the worst weather that you're gonna have is rain. It's just like it's kind of lame, but I get it. But I'm just thinking like I'm watching this concert and I'd be like, if the fucking roof was off, this shit would be shaking all of Inglewood. But
Kanye's back,
yeah,
baby.
yeah, I mean, this isn't my words. It was one of my buddies who I went with. He said they're gentrifying the shit out of Inglewood. I mean, they are making it, because Inglewood is notoriously extremely violent, full of gangs, and they are trying to make it, very safe, to put it, PC.
Any last words on the King being back?
The king was never not back. He was just doubted by a certain group of people that wanted him canceled. You can't cancel greatness. There's a reason why Michael Jackson was never canceled. Also, it's a fair quote. You can't cancel somebody who can beat being canceled. If you're great enough, you'll never be canceled. Only people that aren't good enough get canceled.
Thanks for joining.
Brotherhood Ballad is back.